God. I am so sorry, everyone, for going MIA quite randomly. And even though I said last time that I was going to be back the week after. So let me fill y'all in on what happened. So we're going to rewind back to the beginning of September. All right. I had just come out of a very emotionally and mentally exhausting August. So beginning of August was NFA convention, which was like insane high, which by the way, guys, I'm actually still working at the end part of the vlog for NFA. There is a vlog in the works. It will come out sometime, but that was an extreme high for me. Then got back and John's skin decided to explode the worst that it has this entire year, which is not a surprise because this is kind of his anniversary month for his skin exploding. And that is very typical amongst topical steroid withdrawal patients. So all of August was pretty darn rough. We get to the beginning of September. And we had a wedding and a funeral to go to back to back. So I saw you guys right before, and as you guys can hear, I'm still coughing. But I saw you guys right before I left for those two events. And then by the time we got back, we came down with COVID. So COVID hit me really hard. For the first week, I was like so weak that you can't really do much besides try to survive. Thank God we had a ton of food that we had sort of like meal prepped from before. So that got us through the worst of it. The second week, I was like just well enough to kind of sit up on the couch. So that was like 2 weeks there. And since then, I have actually been getting back into teaching. So I have been teaching since, I want to say, like the third, fourth week of September, I want to say. But it's been rough. Like my students have noticed, like they were like, holy cow, your coughs are so bad. So it's a lot better now, as you guys can tell. I can at least sit here and chat with you guys. Since then, the cough has been kind of like going up and down, but mostly down. And then in the last couple of weeks, I have been away because I was playing the flute at a student's wedding. And so, yeah, that was out of town and we are back now. And I just kind of had to get my life in order in the first half of this week, which is why the stream wasn't happening until today. So my life is much more in order now. I am back. I'm here to say hi. So yeah, that is the recap for the last 2 months. And yeah, I'm still coughing. Now, if you guys are concerned, which I understand if you guys are concerned, I did go and see my doctor, and my doctor has cleared me, saying that she listened to my lungs, and she was like, your lungs are completely clear. You are completely fine. You are just experiencing the lingering symptoms of COVID. So mine is a postnasal drip and a cough. It's just lingering. The doctor mentioned to me that this might linger for a few months. So it is what it is, but I am healthy. So yay. That's where we are now. So, okay. Let me say hi to everyone. Hello, Victor, Nicholas, Shroom. Oh, Ryan. Hello. Sean, Beth, Steven, hello. Blue Moon, Pink Kitty, hello. Michael, hello. It's been a while. And Unsphered, hello. And then hello, Chris. How are you doing? Yes, it was a student's wedding. So I did actually want to share some of this music with you today. I did not plan on arranging music. I did not plan on it, but it kind of happened. It was kind of like a oopsie, it happened, you know? Because all of this music is like Lord of the Rings, movie music, video game music, some Hayao Miyazaki, so Joe Hisaishi. And, you know, this is like, this wedding was most definitely between two people who are in my exact generation. So this is music that I freaking love. And you know how I usually like when I'm like sight reading, you know, like video game music and stuff for you guys, I just go on MuseScore and I find some person's fan transcription, and then I just kind of like go with it, right? So you know, but for a wedding, it's just kind of like, you know, I just kind of wanted to like make sure I knew exactly what I was doing. I wanted the sheet music to be clean. So then I started to kind of like write out my own transcription. And then from there, I was like, I don't like how this person transcribed this, so I'm going to change it so it's easier to read. And then I was like, now I know that there are grace notes here that they did not transcribe, so I'm going to put the grace notes in. And then I was like, oh, but this song is too short, so let's make it longer. We'll repeat this phrase, put it up an octave. And then I realized partway through that I was arranging it. So it was definitely kind of an oopsie. I accidentally arranged a ton of music for a wedding. So yeah, I thought maybe after I've chatted with you guys a little bit, I'll play some of it for you. I'm not on my my main flute. This is my backup flute. This is a Trevor James copper alloy with my Brannon head joint. So this is what I play when my flute is in for a COA, which is, it is in New York right now. But yes. So Ryan, the reason you upgraded to the better flute was because of my flute lives. Well, I hope you're enjoying your better flute. You upgraded to a Jupiter open hole. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Beautiful. Excellent. That sounds like a great flute. All right, let's see. Yes, so Nicholas, you guessed it. You guessed it that Rose is away for a spa trip. Yep. So Pink Kitty, you're trying hard to not get sick as a teacher. So you're a teacher, is that right? During cold and flu season. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard not to get sick as a teacher. I don't even see my students in person, and I got this sick. It's crazy. Yes, exactly, Michael. Don't you worry. I do want to play some of this music for you guys that I played at the wedding. How dare I accidentally arrange a concert for my student? Yeah, it was an accident. So it's funny that you call it a concert, Chris, because that's exactly what happened. So I was supposed to just play the flute like background music as like the prelude. So it's like when the people sit down, right? And, so I was scheduled to play for about 30 minutes. So I just kind of like, I took the couple's chosen Spotify playlist, and I just kind of oopsie arranged it into solo flute. And there we go. I muted it quickly enough. Because I wanted to just have the music in front of me, and I timed them all as well. So make sure they were, I knew exactly how long each of them were going to be, so I can keep an eye on the time. I did keep my watch on me so I can keep an eye on the time while playing. And so like I'm playing and I'm kind of in like background musician mode, you know? Because like when you're a background musician, you're just sort of, you're vibing, right? You're just kind of on the side and you're just sort of vibing. And then I end the first song and then they started clapping like it was a concert. And so I actually like kind of like, I opened my mouth and I actually talked to the crowd and I was like, guys, I'm the background music. You don't have to applaud. And then they proceeded to applaud every single time I ended a song. So it was sort of like an accidental concert. It was very flattering. I do have to say it was very flattering, but more than anything, it was hilarious. Hey, Susie, how are you? Hello, Henry. Hello, Brenda. Oh, it's so good to see all of you guys again. Yeah, I sound much better. Excellent. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda, I think you were there during my my very long Genshin streams, right? Yeah, I wasn't doing as well those Genshin streams compared to now. But yeah. What is that? Nicholas, your D sharp cork fell off. I shouldn't laugh, but that's funny. So if you guys are wondering what the D sharp cork is, for anyone who's watching and is not a flutist, here. It's this piece of cork right here. So this key is very important because you depress this key for most of the notes on the flute. Now you guys understand the significance of what Nicholas has said here in the chat. That is funny. So your flute is very overdue for his spot chip. Okay. Oh my god, man, I missed you guys so much. So Pinky Kitty, you got COVID the last 2 years on the same exact day, November 20th, which is coming up. Don't jinx it, Pink Kitty. Don't jinx it. Whew. Yeah. You know, Chris, looking back, I can see that like arranging the music was in the end not an accident, but I definitely did not mean to. I did not mean to actually arrange the music. So Ryan, you have all county auditions. Oh boy. Have fun. That's the most important thing, is to have fun. Yes, practice and you know, do your thing, but most of all, have fun while you're doing it. Contact cement it back on, no harm, no foul. Exactly. Isn't contact cement essentially like what they use to glue all the other things down on the flute? Isn't that what it is? Hey Megan, how are you? How are you? Why is my D sharp key clicking? Huh. It's almost like there's no more cork. Why is it so low? How come I can like press it all the way down? Oh my gosh. Wow, Michael, you also had COVID twice. Guys, this was my first time having COVID. This is my first time. So I don't think it's that like surprising that my body has absolutely freaked out. Yeah. But yeah, Nicholas, I feel you on the like scheduling the COA. So I always try to schedule my COA in the fall. It's just that this time it ended up being a little bit later than usual because of the wedding. I wanted to play my own flute, my pride and my joy at my student's wedding, because I felt like it would be such an insult to my student if I showed up on my backup flute, you know? So yeah. Deanna, hello. How are you? Oh man. Oh, it's just so nice to see you guys again. I love it. Yes, Team Manka, exactly. I had to, because all of the music that I ended up arranging for this wedding is all stuff that sounds vaguely Celtic. And so that wooden lip plate, like when I play it for you guys today, it's not going to have the same vibe, unfortunately, because I just cannot get that much of that woody edge to the sound with the setup that I have going on today. It be what it be. So, you're okay, Deanna? Just keeping busy? Fantastic. Look, you guys woke up my bot. If my bot gets to the point where it's making these messages, it means that you guys are being lovely and chatty. I love it. Harps, hello and welcome to the stream. You have a random question. I am so down for random questions right now. You are flute shopping as a doubler, mainly a saxophone player. How important is the silver content? You are in the market for a Yamaha 372H or 472H. So I'm guessing you're asking for the difference between silver plated and sterling silver. Is that what you're asking? Silver plated means that it's silver on top of nickel. The nickel is a very, very hard material, and so it will reflect in the sound that you get out of it. So typically speaking, nickel flutes have a little bit of a harsher sound, but I hear they do well in a jazz context because of that, right? Because if you're in like a band, the flute can get swallowed up really quickly. And I hear that having some nickel can really help. Now, that being said, a lot of jazz, professional jazz players do favor full silver. I think it really depends on the player, really. So it depends on what you're really looking for. A lot of times you will find that the make of the instrument, the quality of the instrument goes up once you move into full sterling silver. Unfortunately, there are not a whole lot of brands that make their nickel flutes at the same high level that they would for their silver flutes. And the only reason for this is because they usually get their nickel flutes manufactured elsewhere, to save on costs and stuff like that. So a lot of people will find that the quality of the instrument goes up the moment you hit sterling silver. You also get a bit of a darker sound with silver than you would on a silver plated nickel instrument. So it really just depends. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on your budget. It depends on the sound that you're looking for. Since you're going between those two models, or those two flutes, the 372 and the 472, if you can get them out on trial, the best thing that you could possibly do is actually take them to, because you are mainly a saxophone player. I'm just going to guess that you play in some sort of jazz group, jazz band, some sort of band. All right. What I would suggest is that you take those two flutes in with you, and you play it in rehearsal with your group, and have your group respond to you. Ask your group what they think, which flute do they like, with the group. Because it sounds like you're only ever really going to be playing, the flute in the context of with other instruments, right? So in that sense, you kind of have to hear what the difference is. I do actually think that there is going to be an actual sound difference between the 372 and the 472. So in terms of whether it's worth it, yes, it is, but it has to match you. So regardless of how much something costs, if it doesn't match you, and if it doesn't match your purpose, that is who you're playing with, the type of ensemble you're playing with, what role you play in the ensemble, that type of thing, right? You can get a flute with freaking platinum in it, okay? And it will bulldoze the heck out of the rest of your group, depending on what type of group you're playing with, right? So in that case, it's platinum, but is it worth it, right? Like, if you are a soloist, hell yeah, it's worth it. If you are an ensemble player, maybe not, right? So it really depends. Yeah. So yeah, harps, I think in your case, I would see if you can bring both out on trial and play it with your group and then see what everyone thinks. It's also super fun when people do that. People love giving their 2 cents, you know? So it's really fun to just kind of have a little bit of a bonding experience with your group, you know? You're welcome, harps. Yeah. Henry, you found out your scholarship that you're given was the wrong amount. You were supposed to get 200% more? Well, that's nice. I hope they're rectifying that. Hey, Lippity, how are you? Hello, Saturday. Hello. And hello, G. Cortez. Hello. How are you? Yes, I'm back. Hello, Jorge. Oh, it's so nice to see all of you. Yeah, so I am trying to mute myself when I cough because apparently I cannot help but project when I cough. So my coughs are insanely loud. I apparently use my lower core to cough. I had COVID. Yes, I had COVID. First week was bad. Like, basically bedridden. Second week, I could sit up to play video games. That's it. I think the first week I couldn't even sit up to play video games. It was so bad. And then I've just had this lingering cough since. But it's been getting better and better, like slowly but surely. So I have been trying to get myself more active because that promotes better breathing. And that has really helped me, I noticed. So, yeah. Jorge, you're graduating in December. Congratulations. Good thing Genshin also on mobile. Exactly. I cannot tell you how much I played while like on my phone like this, just laying down. Oh, it was so bad. I haven't been that sick in so long. Like that was bad. It was so bad. Harps. Yeah, I definitely agree with what Nicholas is saying here, just another flute guy. I have also heard, so I will corroborate this. I have heard that other doublers also prefer Miramatsu EX and the Miyazawa 402 and 602. It's exactly those ones, exactly those brands and models. Those are the other ones that I know for a fact a lot of my jazz friends, students really, really like. Yeah. So, 2 new games. Mario Party Jamboree. Yes, we've been watching some voice actors have some fun with that. The Mario Luigi Brothership, I have seen the ads for it. It looks really, really cute, really fun. Oh, while I've been away, guys, speaking of video games, John bought for me The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and I have beaten it. I've already beaten it. I have not 100%ed it yet. So I do still need to go back and get all the heart pieces and, I'll do all the mini games and stuff like that. But yeah, Echoes of Wisdom, fantastic. I love it. The music as well is just, it's so cute, so pretty. Yes, I already played through Echoes. I'm done. I beat the game already. It was a fantastic distraction. Like John would make me sit down and play it to make me stop coughing. So it was great. It was great for that. Yeah. So Saturday, you're still dealing with Hurricane Helena aftermath in Asheville. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I heard it was bad. Oof. your place okay? How is it right now? Ah, yes. Nicholas is right. Japanese flute's crazy affordable now with currency conversion. Yes. It's really unfortunate for Japan. But yeah, it's true. Yeah. The Japanese flutes are very, very cheap now. I think the only thing you have to kind of watch out for is the tuning, because um it may be tuned a little bit higher than how we play here in the States. You have a story, Henry, about trying to send a flute back to Japan for repair. Please tell it if you are so inclined, and if it is okay. I would love to hear. Pretty sure they're enjoying the influx of tourism. Yeah, I think so. I think that I have heard that there have been some price hikes, and I think that is good for them. I think they should, because there's just so many things that, like, back when we went in 2018, there's just so many things that we did that were just like, shouldn't it be more expensive? Like, I think this should be more expensive. So I'm actually really glad that they've hiked up the price a bit for tourists. I think it will kind of, it's better for their economy. So Saturday, your house is okay. Okay. Fallen trees down all over the property. Oh gosh. Can't drink the water, but yeah, plenty. Okay, should be fixed in a few weeks. Just start back playing again this week. Learning Stills Summerland. Ooh, I've heard of that. I've heard that is a familiar name to me. So let's see. Oh, when you last performed in Japan, they were tuned to 442 as with Taiwan. Okay, that's a great update. Thank you for telling me. I do appreciate that. Oh, Chris, you're gonna buy a guitar when you go to Japan one day. We should all go together. If you guys don't know, Chris is a friend in real life. That's why I said that. I want to come with. Hell yeah, if you're going, I'm gonna come with. Me and John are gonna come with. Oh no! So you sent your flute via DHL to a flute repair company in Shizuoka Prefecture. Customs officers wanted $1,600 in import fees and asked for documentation. So you sent them the documentation, and then DHL just said, "Oh, your documentation was rejected. Provide more." What? Oh my god. Yes, Chris, thank you for clearing the air. It is true. Chris knew John before he knew me. And then I just kind of, I just kind of adopted myself into the whole friend group. Can you provide the manufacturer's proof it was made in Japan? What? Oh my goodness. Wow. What a headache. Oh, thank you, Deanna. So Summerland is the adult NFA competition piece. That's probably where I heard the name from. Okay, got it. Oh my god, it was just, so your flute was just sitting in Osaka for 3 weeks? Oh my goodness. You send them a documentation from Alta's parent company because Alta's cannot provide this themselves. What? They said no, it has to be Alta's themselves. So you had to have it sent back to the States after 4.5 weeks. Oh my goodness. That's horrible. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare. Oh gosh. Yeah, so, you guys, I have, like, So the last time I went to Japan, I didn't even tell you guys. I didn't tell you guys at all. I at that point was still doing weekly videos. So I had just scheduled, like I had pre-made videos to go up and scheduled them to go up as normal, as if I was still at home while I was just vacationing around Japan. And there was a part of me that felt a little bit like I should be vlogging this. I think that is just the curse of being a content creator. Is that, you know, you go out and do cool things and you see cool things, but a lot of times for me, because a lot of that stuff is private and personal, I just want to keep it to myself. So yeah, I didn't vlog it and I didn't tell you guys about it. And now that I look back, because I think I've spent many years kind of feeling like almost guilty that I, you know, did not vlog it. But then I've really come to the realization that, like, no, I made the right choice, because those are now memories that I can really keep private and like, I think having a personal life and a private life is very important for your mental health. If you put all of your personal and private life out there in the open, you essentially have no more private personal life. And so your identity can get very warped as a result. So yeah, I look back now and I'm like, I made the right choice. I made the right choice. But yeah, every single time I think about Japan, there's still that awful voice. It's the curse of a content creator. That awful voice that's like, you should have vlogged it. But no, I always think about it for a hot second, and then I'm like, no, I'm glad I didn't vlog it. Should maintain my privacy. Exactly, Saturday. Exactly. Yeah. So Jorge, you have a really good question. Have you ever experienced the teacher hiatus where you don't get enough time to practice or play your flute? You're currently experiencing that as you're teaching public school music for your student teaching. Jorge, welcome to the real world. That's what I'll say. Welcome to the real world. That is actually how the music world as a professional works. You don't actually have a lot of time to practice. Now, a lot of people will make it seem like you should be. But the fact of the matter remains is that there are only 24 hours in a day. You are spending, you know, because you are teaching public school music for your student teaching, you essentially have a full-time job right now, okay? You spent another 8 hours of the, well, 8-ish, depending, you know, of the 24 hours sleeping. So you don't really only have like a few hours left. Now, those few hours, you have to, hopefully you're bathing, you know, like feeding yourself. As an adult, there are a lot of things to take care of, bills, you know, accidents, you know, just a lot. Being an adult means that there are a lot of things you have to deal with that take a lot of extra time that you never had to worry about as a kid. Okay. What this means is by the end of the day, you're like, you're tired. Okay. So the only way to have some sort of like, you know, like consistent practice as a true professional in the field where you are not, where your job is not literally performing. Okay. So the type of music professional I'm talking about is not the type of like touring, you know, performing musician. Okay. We're talking like teacher. Okay. Which is Jorge's question here. So the only way that you can like get yourself to stay practicing is, one, you got to be realistic. Okay. I'm like, sorry, not sorry that I have to break it to you, but you cannot practice every day. This is just not how it works. Okay. So now you need to have some sort of consistency. Okay. So what I would say is you got to look at your schedule. Essentially, I would say kind of reevaluate every month, right? Now, if your schedule that month is not as tight, I would recommend 3 to 4 days of practicing at least half an hour every single time. Okay, now that might seem like it's not a lot, but don't worry, it'll build up, okay? And it will maintain your playing at the very least, right? So now if your schedule is much, much tighter, things are crazy, it's just absolute bonkers, okay? You may have to scale it down to 1 to 2 practice sessions a week. Now, that seems very little, but it's more than 0. Okay. So, you guys see my practice streams. That is literally the only way that I can make myself practice. Okay. Now, I haven't practiced in the last 2 weeks. Well, 2 months. I have, because I practiced for this wedding, but I just didn't do it on stream because I was still coughing so much. So, but like prior to getting sick, I was practicing 3 times a week, because looking at my mental health and my schedule, that is what was realistic. Now, looking at this month, I know that I'm getting back into the swing of things, right? So my evaluation for myself was, I probably can't really get back into much practicing this month, simply because I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things and I'm actually still coughing, right? So I can play some, I just can't practice that much. Otherwise, I'm going to like weaken myself, like, sure, at a certain point, playing the flute is actually really good for your health. And, you do deep breathing and stuff like that. It is really good for you. However, if you do too much and you burn yourself out, you're going to get sick again. So I realized that for this month, I think I need to just kind of focus on getting back into my career. So the teaching part I have been doing since late September. So that part is still just continuing as normal. But then now I am essentially putting in all of the projects that I was supposed to do in October. I'm actually getting them going and doing more of those projects in November and December. So next week, there is going to be a Flute Center sponsored stream. And then the week after that, there's going to be another really fun review. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys yet. The week after that, there is going to be another review. The week after that, there is going to be yet another review. So they're already scheduled into my schedule right now. And I'm realizing that's all I really have the energy to do this month, right? So I do think I'm going to be playing, probably between lessons and stuff like that, just for myself, because that's another way that you can really get some practicing in. If you schedule little breaks between students, you can just practice for like 10 minutes in there, and then you can kind of like eke out your like half an hour throughout the day that way, right? But this is reality. That's how it is. So I probably can't do actual live stream practicing for you guys this month, but I will be active here. I will be doing reviews and stuff like that. So yeah, end of year review paradise. I love that you guys love that so much. Yeah. So there you go. Bill, hello. How are you? Welcome back. But yeah, so let's see. Jorge, I hope that kind of, I hope that was a truthful answer and a like real answer. That is how, things go. What is the solution to your problem, Henry? So let's see. The music building at your music school, Henry, has the elevator to the practice room floor broken for over 2 weeks now. You can't climb stairs due to heart condition. No! It's a secret for now. Okay, I'm down. You update us in because I'll be back next week. Okay, so you update us. All right. Oh, Nicholas, I just saw what you said. Core memories are more important than documenting everything for you guys. Thank you for saying that. I will hold that in my brain. Because you know, a lot of times, you do things and then you're like, man, I wish I could like just capture that as a memory. Sometimes I do. I even edit it into a vlog and then I don't share it with anyone. It's just for me. It's like making a scrapbook or like making a photo album, except it's like moving pictures and I edited it so that it's nice. I actually have some like edited vlogs. I just never had the heart to publish it. you know? And I'm starting to realize I don't need to feel bad about that. As a photographer and fellow creative, you feel me on that? Yeah, there are just some things that you capture and then you're like, I don't want to share this with anyone. Like, this is just such a personal, like, as you say, core memory for me that it's just too precious. It's too precious to let go. Like, y'all can see it when I die. Does that sound good? Like, maybe I can like write it in my will or something. Maybe I'll just have a whole bunch of like unlisted videos that suddenly will go public. Like, I don't know. Oh, Henry, it's okay. I mean, I'm not talking about dying right now. I'm talking about like, well, hopefully I don't die soon, but this is human life, right? Yeah, you have so many edited and even unedited pics that you never share with the world. Yeah, I have so many videos. I have actually made personal vlogs as if I was going to share it with you guys, and then I don't. This never goes out. I've been in your life for half of your life? Holy cow. Wow, Pink Kitty, I just saw what you wrote. You saw this in a YouTube video. We all have 24 hours in a day, but we all don't have the same 24 hours. You cannot be more correct. That is exactly the way it be. Yep. Chris. Okay. People weren't born after 1987. Chris, I don't think I had the opportunity to tell you, like, how many people came up to me during the convention and told me, like, these are people, like, these are, like, clearly, like, most of these people are in their, like, early 20s, I want to say, early to mid 20s. And I had so many people coming up to me saying, like, I grew up with your videos, like, thank you for inspiring me. I'm doing this now. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, excuse me? You are an adult and you are telling me, a fellow adult, that you grew up with my videos? And very flattering, but also very scary. And also very sweet. I mean, I don't want to spoil it because that vlog is actually going up. The NFA vlog will go up. And, but guys, like, when I say that NFA was a high, like the absolute highest high, that I have felt in a while, I am really not lying. Bill, I've been in my life for half my life. You guys. Yeah, so yeah, really, like, I swear I'm not that old. Although I am, like, clearly, if you've grown up with my videos, I'm clearly older than you. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, not by that much. Agree, Sean. And if it was a must do, I hope I meet you at the next one. That would be amazing. Interesting. So during your undergrad in psych, you read this study where 24 hours in a day is programmed based on our routine, and it's possible to program our routine in our bodies to program our bodies and brain to live on 27 hours. That would have been fantastic if we could have 27 hours in a day. But then we'd have that and be like, well, wish we had like 30 hours in a day. Humans just cannot be content, you know? You're going to try to go to NFA next year? Yes. Yes. And Sean too? Yes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it to the next one. Exactly. We're never satisfied. Never. We are never satisfied. All right. How would you guys like to hear some of this music that I arranged? I think you guys might like it. So let me head over to my my little collection here. Well, we've got a lot on here. I can go. Let me bring out the song order. So I did a little song order because I felt that it flowed really nicely this way. So maybe I'll just like play it for you guys. So this is about half an hour-ish of music, and y'all can enjoy. So we will do One Summer Day, Joe Hisaishi, from Spirited Away. So let me do that. I am unsure if I should show the music. I'm going to be completely real with you guys. I am unsure if I should show the music. So I kind of just don't want to. Are you guys okay with that? So this is my arrangement. It's meant to kind of like essentially have like a nice beginning and a nice end. And also to stretch it out a little bit so that it's not quite so short. But for the sake of playing for you guys, I think I might, if there are repeats, I might just not do the repeat. Yeah, avoid copyright, exactly. Hello, Nathan. It's so nice to see you again. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play it for you guys, yeah? Can you do a shameless self-promo? Yes. Is it about this? Is it about this? Are these officially out now? Are these officially out now? Yeah? So, well, I'm going to start promoing for you. So this is Just Another Flute guys, like in the chat, Nicholas, his CAM.VOYAGE new polishing cloth. I'm so sorry. My brain is like not really working right now. Polishing cloth. They are officially out, and you are offering bundles. Does that mean that you can get the cleaning swab with the polishing cloth? Is that what's happening here? Ooh. Okay, guys. So y'all can get a bundle now, so you guys can match me. Straight up, just gonna tell you. Ever since I swapped to these, I have just not used any other swab, and I have not used any other polishing cloth. These just they do it. I personally, what I really love about the polishing cloth is that it's so huge, so it's easy to hold one side of the flute while using the other side to wipe. I'm so spoiled by it now. It's like the size factor is amazing. Do you order online? Yes, you do. Please go to the link in the description below. I still left it there for you guys to go and order it. So have fun. All right. Go support Just Another Flute Guy. Like legit though, these are great. legit. I love them. And they're machine washable. I have been lazy and not even put them in the laundry bag thing that I did, or I usually do. I've been lazy and I just kind of like put them in. The only thing is that for this one, the polishing cloth, make sure you guys wash this alone first so that the edges can shed. And then after that first time, it will not shed anymore. So I actually just put this in with my laundry with no laundry bag. It just goes right in. And I think you can dry both of them, right? This one I know for sure you can dry. I think I dried this one too. Right? Is that right? Nicholas? You can dry both of these, right? Yes, washer dryer safe. Exactly. So it's like no brainer. So basically whenever I do my laundry, I just grab these and just throw them in. And just no thoughts, just put in. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm going to stand because I know that ooh, oh gosh. An accident almost happened, but that was not a fart. That was not a fart. That was my shoe. Okay, that was not a fart. If you guys heard a fart, it was not a fart. Just saying. Okay. Let me get situated here. Okay. Do you think I protest too much? You guys. Okay. I'm just going to open my own PDF of this. So we'll start with One Summer Day. Actually, what I can do is just open all of these in the correct order. And then we will be good. The slippers fart into the microphone. Yes, exactly, Michael. Exactly. Okay, so there is my song order. So we're starting with One Summer Day, and then we're gonna go into the Dawn Winery theme. Then we're going to do Concerning Hobbits. There it is. Then Rhythm Amidst the Reeds. So this one's from Genshin. Then we have the Genshin Impact main theme. Then we have the High Road. So this one I did by ear. This is a David Arkenstone song. So yeah, I transcribed this and arranged it by ear. The Riverlands from Octopath Traveler. Then we have the Cliftlands, also from Octopath Traveler. Fragile Fantasy from Genshin Impact. Then we have Waltzing in the Rain. I have not played this game. This is from Sky, Children of the Light. And then Nehru, Embracing the Light. So this is from Ori and the Blind Forest, which I have played. This one's so beautiful. And then we have May It Be. I think I will tag on to the end the Ring Bearer processional, which is the theme from Mission Impossible. So it's a really short version because the kiddos didn't take that long to come up the aisle. And then we'll also do the processional, which was Always With Me. Yeah. So we'll do that. Okay. Hi, love. I'm streaming.
Yeah, I'm going to finish the rest of my work here.
Sounds good. Do you need me to close the door?
No, I'll be upstairs.
Okay, sounds good. I'm playing the flute though.
Up to you.
Okay. I might close it just so I'm not too loud. Okay, I love you. All right, John's home. Hey, Jackie. So Henry, you heard the sequel is really good. Yes. I have also heard that the Octopath sequel is really good. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start with One Summer Day. Maybe I should have a little thing that says what I'm playing so that people who are dropping in will know what I'm playing. Let's do that. So let's do okay. Okay. So this will be sorry for the scuff. So calibrate, do bold. Let's do. There we go. One Summer Day from Spirited Away, and this is Joshi. And you guys know it's my arrangement, so. Gotta love the scuff. Gotta love the scuff. Yes, scuff is so delightful. We need an outline, and we need it to be thicker. Maybe not white. There we go. We need it thicker so that it's easier for you guys to read it. I think that's pretty okay. Like, what if we did? No, it only lets you go up to 20. Fine. Fine. Okay. There we go. That's relatively easy to read, right? How many C's? Did I give you the image of classic Asian mom? Okay. Oh, Henry. Hey, Period, how are you? Okay, here we go. So now is the time for me to serenade you guys. All right, so my low notes on this Brannon head joint is not my favorite. I have to kind of like resonate it in a spot that is not actually that comfortable for me. So low notes are going to be interesting. Wait. There we go. There we go. Ah, those low notes though. my Monka head joint just digs into those a little bit better, but whatever. I'll play for you guys again when my flute comes back. Thank you. Okay, so now we will do Dawn Winery. So this is Dawn Winery from Genshin Impact. And this is Yu Pang Chen. Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you. So I arranged this so that it'd be a little bit longer. And it'd work a little bit better as like a complete piece. Yoshi, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you to say. So this is from Genshin Impact. So I think what I really love about the vaguely Celtic pieces that Yu Peng Chen writes is that they do have a bit of like a little bit of like an Asian flavor to it. And I particularly enjoy that because it feels like like it feels natural to me. I mean, me being Asian too, right? So thanks, guys. Yes. So this is from Genshin Impact. I just realized how slobbery this is, because I forgot that I was actually playing a little bit in the lesson I was teaching right before this. So, all right, there we go. Okay. All right, so next is concerning hobbits. Before I do that though, I want to add a tiny bit more tape to this head joint because it's a little not tight enough. There we go. Now you guys can hear me a little bit better. Okay, we're just gonna add a tiny bit. Just a little more. Okay. It might only need that much. Oh, yes, that's so much better. Okay. Yeah, that feels so much more secure. Okay. So. Okay. Concerning hobbits. Here we go. Oh. The scuff continues. I need to put it in the song title. Here we go. So, concerning hobbits. Howard Shore. Is that my Brandon on the Trevor James? It is, Jackie. Also, hello, Jackie. How are you doing? Yep. Yoshi, thank you so much. Okay, here we go. That, guys, is my dream solo flute arrangement from when I was 12. And I have finally created my own dream solo arrangement. Thank you. Why explain? It's because whenever I find like arrangements of this online, it just is never accurate enough for me. They like skip grace notes, skip whole parts, they simplify some of like the flute part melody, and I'm just like, no, that's not how it goes. Like, I know how it goes, and that's not how it goes. So I finally did it myself. Okay. Should I sell these as a PDF on my website? Now, here's the thing. I do know that there are some licensing issues for selling arrangements and stuff like that, especially for the Lord of the Rings. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. But at the very least, I wanted to share this with you guys. Okay, next song is Rhythm Amidst the Reeds from Genshin Impact. Yu Peng Chen. Okay, so this one I'm going to repeat 3 times in slightly different, just like very slightly different ways of playing it. This was really just because I did play this at a wedding. And so I was trying to kind of give some variance to this, because if I only played the one time, it's way too short. So I was like, I definitely need to kind of like let the audience sort of like enjoy it, stew in it. It works in game because you're just kind of walking around doing stuff and it goes on loop, right? But if you're just kind of sitting there listening to it, you kind of need a little bit of variance. So I made just a little bit of variance. All right, here we go. ArrangeMe.com? I'm gonna look that up. Oh. Okay. I will look into this. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate it. There are 2 different types of fair use. Okay, got it. Saturday, yes, I do know that Lord of the Rings is very protective over their copyright stuff. I can tell because of what is not available on MuseScore. I was like very surprised by how much is not available. So, okay. Shall we continue, guys? I'm going to swab this. Saturday, have you looked at MuseScore to try and find Lord of the Rings stuff? Cause good Lord, it is sparse. It is sparse. On top of there are official ones published by Lord of the Rings, like by whichever publisher they use. Yeah. Okay. We are now doing the main theme from Genshin Impact. Oh, people try to name it other things. That's how they get sneaky around it, right? That's what they do. All right, here we go. This one you guys have heard me play so many times, but they wanted it in the list, and I felt like it flowed really nicely to put it in here. Classic. That is a classic in my repertoire, at least. Oh, thanks, guys. Okay. Next, we have this one is a fun one. This one, I arranged it by ear. There are some parts that I cut out simply because there's not a lot going on. It's a lot of sort of like just kind of chords happening. So kind of awkward if you're just sort of waiting around if you're playing by yourself. So this is the High Road from the album The Celtic Heart by David Arkenstone. All right. So welcome to my arrangement of it. Although I think I do still want to swab this. Saturday, you need to learn the Genshin Impact main theme and you don't even play this game. Valid. The music in Genshin is just so beautiful that I'm like, I don't even care if y'all don't play the game. I need to share this music with you guys because it's just, it's so beautiful. The Natlan music has just been, so good too. Okay, here we go. A reminder to myself to not read the chat while I am reading music that I have not memorized. A few blips here and there because I was like, huh? Hello, Sean. How are you? I like your new YouTube handle. That is a great YouTube handle. Okay, so if you guys do know the original song for this, you'll know that it doesn't flip up and down the octave so much, but what they do is they switch instruments. So I was sort of mimicking the switching of instruments by switching octaves. And then, you know, the little bits in between where I'm doing all the pitch bends and like little like long notes and stuff like that, that is what sounds to me to be at least a very like high Irish flute playing. And I did my best to transcribe what was going on. And then the end actually fades out and they're still playing. It just fades out. So I kind of took the last of what I could hear and then turned it into a bit of an ending. So that is what was going on there. Oswaldo, you haven't seen one of my lives in a while. It's because I haven't been live for a while. You know, I've actually been rather dead for a while. Good old COVID, you know? So, okay. Next, we have The Riverlands from, oh wow, I cannot type. The Riverlands from Octopath Traveler. So this is Yasunori Nishiki. Okay, here we go. So a bit of a shorter one. But yeah, I really like this one too. Again, a little bit of flipping up and down the octaves just to kind of give it a little bit of like interest and variance. Oh no, Oswaldo. You might be getting COVID. I'm so sorry. Mine was pretty bad. We did lose our sense of smell. We lost our sense of smell for about 4 days. So like I could stick my nose literally inside a Chemex while it was like making coffee and nothing, couldn't smell nothing. We made a pot of curry, basically stuck my nose in it, nothing, couldn't smell it. Made the mistake of sniffing a bottle of tea tree oil and somewhat singed my nose. So I got the singed burny feel with no scent. Cut an onion and started crying and still couldn't smell it. Yeah, pretty bad. But my smell started to come back starting about like 4 days after we lost our smell. And it's been kind of like coming back ever since. And there's some scents that I had forgotten and now smell even stronger to me now. It's crazy. Yeah. Yes, keep avoiding COVID. This was my first time getting COVID, and I'm so sad that we broke our streak. Yes, so Henry as well. Keep avoiding it. It's not fun. It's not fun. And Jackie too. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I am doing a lot better. Woo! There we go. Okay, so next we have, from the same game, the Cliftlins. The Cliftlins. There you go. So the reason why I put this one right after the other one is not just because they're from the same game, but because it conveniently changes key. And the pieces that come after this are also like, there's like two more that are in flat keys. And so I felt like this was, by using the same game and the same composer, it felt more natural to essentially like switch into a completely different color. And then that would lead nicely into the other pieces that are also in flat keys. So there was some thought put into this in terms of the song order. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that is now that introduces the like kind of mellower flat keys, right? So now we're going to go back to Genshin, and we will now be playing Fragile Fantasy, which is in sort of the snowy mountain area in Dragonspine, and it is gorgeous. It is very gorgeous. So let's change this to Fragile Fantasy from Genshin Impact. And this is Yupang Chen. Oh, Sean, thank you so much. Hey, Copano, hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you again, too. All right, here we go. Let's play this. For anyone who's dropping in and wondering why I'm playing all of this, I arranged all of this music for a student's wedding. And now I'm just sharing it with you guys. So, here we go. All right. So next, yeah, Sean, doesn't it feel great when you really do something for yourself and like solely just for yourself? It's the best. Right. Next, we are doing Waltzing in the Rain, and this is from Sky Children of the Light. I feel like I'm gonna run out of space real soon. Vincent Diamante. Did I run out of space? I didn't. That still fits. Okay. Ira Wezel, hello. Thank you so much for the applause. I appreciate it. Hello, Einstein. How are you? Okay. We need a swap. Because this song needs to be like crystal clear. The original for this, like the original track for this, is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Okay. No, it needs to be cleaner. It needs to be cleaner. No. This is still too slobbery. Did I just pick up again very recently? Are you saying like fluting? Oh no, Einstein, you're dejected about school? What's going on? Tell us so we may commiserate with you. I mean, so I was actually playing, to prepare for this wedding. So like you guys are not hearing me with no practice after 2 months. Like that, no, that's not what's happened here. So, so I have been playing. So I've actually been like maintaining my playing. I would say that I definitely wasn't playing from beginning of September to, I want to say, first or second week of October. Something like first or second weekend of October. So there was like a good 6 weeks, I want to say, that I wasn't playing. And then I was like arranging this and playing and stuff like that. So, I have been. Yeah. Okay. While we wait for Einstein, I will play this for you guys. Oh, okay, Jackie. So you have played Sky. Did I do this justice? When I was listening to the track, I was just like, holy cow, this is beautiful. Do I make good puzzling music? Oh, that's very flattering. Thank you. I'm basically your video game music. Saturday returning to playing is helping you feel better? Yeah. So Einstein, you're failing half the classes, feeling completely burnt out, can't answer math problems or do any English assignment without being stuck. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. Well, Einstein, take what you will from a random internet person, but best thing you can do for yourself, okay, is feel your feels, acknowledge them, okay? Give yourself some time to acknowledge them. You know, like if you've been sort of denying it in any way or shape or form, give yourself, at least what I did for myself. I gave myself a week, an entire week, to just bemoan it, feel it, acknowledge it. And then I gave myself a deadline that after that week, I would do something about it, right? So in your case, you may want to find tutors, go online, find some like something that can help you, something extracurricular that can help you. Maybe take a look at your schedule. What can you shuffle your classes? Can you drop a class? Withdraw? Like, can you withdraw from a class? And then like take it again at another time. Create a plan, right? But don't create the plan before you feel the feels. So acknowledge the feels, give yourself a good amount of time to feel the feels, then, make a deadline for yourself that like starting at this point, I'm going to reach out for help. Because we as humans cannot make our way through life alone. That's just not how we work. We work the best together. So reach out to someone else who can help you, right? Reach out to a course advisor, talk about it. Be like, do you want to switch majors? Do you want to, is this really what you want to do right now? What's the best way to kind of catch up and stuff like that, So, exactly. It's teamwork. And you want to think of it that way too, that it's not that you are, terrible and you need to beg people for help. That's not how the world works. Okay. These people have jobs, okay? Like professors, tutors, course advisors, etc. These people's jobs are literally to help you. You're giving them a job to do and they want to. Like, why else would they choose this as their job if they didn't want to, right? Exactly. The school is on your side. I know a lot of times it'll feel like the school is not on your side, but truly the school is actually on your side. You need to reach out and be like, hey, this is what's happening now. What is your professional advice, your experience that you can share with me of how to move through this, right? So, yeah. I'm glad you guys agree. So, Einstein, we're here for you. We understand the pain that is, having this kind of struggle with classes, with how things are taught. Sometimes it's even that you might just be not at a great school for you. Like maybe those professors just don't click with you, So for example, I failed my musicianship course in one of them in university. Didn't really do that well in musicianship, which is ear training and sight reading. Sight singing. I didn't really do well in that. Like I kind of tripped my way through the course. So obviously by the time I had to do my entrance exam for my master's, I still wasn't prepared because I sort of just tripped my way through and wasn't really learning actually how to do it, how to actually do good ear training, how to actually do good dictation, to like sight sing well, right? Like I just actually didn't really have those actual skills. But then when I got to my different school in my master's and I had to take a remedial course in ear training and sight singing, I had a completely different professor, and this professor made it click. Like, I thought I was the problem. I thought I was just bad at it. But this professor showed me that it was just, I just needed a completely different viewpoint. I needed a completely different way of teaching me ear training and sight singing. So sometimes it really just comes down to the fact that maybe your brain just doesn't click with how the professors are teaching it. So you just might need to go to a different school, might go to a different course. Maybe a lot of times if you're in a large enough university, there will be multiple professors teaching the same course. Maybe you got to think about switching into a different professor's course, which obviously is probably going to be at a different time. So that's why I say talk to a course advisor, because maybe like they can help shuffle your schedule for you, with you, you know? Yeah. Yeah, nobody is perfect. Exactly. Absolutely nobody is perfect. It might look like people have it made. Let me tell you, for every success that you see, there are 10 times as many failures of things that they have tried before. I tried to be a sales representative for a flute brand. I will not say who to maintain the, privacy. But I tried it and I came down with multiple panic attacks. I could not do it. I felt like there was something wrong with me, that I would never make it. And, look at what I'm doing now. Right? So yeah, I know that a lot of you guys have no idea that I tried being a sales representative. I tried being a sales representative for a flute brand, and I came down with just so many panic attacks. I could not actually do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. And I think what I really learned from this, especially having come through it after so many years and being where I am now and really understanding what my true strengths are and what my weaknesses are, right? What I really understand is that it's not that I'm bad. It's not that I'm a failure. It's just that that's not what I'm meant to do, right? So in school, sometimes it's just, you're not meant to be that person's student. Sometimes it's as simple as that, So sometimes you just need to switch to a different professor. I've heard great success stories from students, even just from the past year or two of talking to students. I've heard great success from students who just straight up switched schools, and then suddenly everything clicked. They were with professors who really got them, who really understood them, could really teach them the material well. I know that the prospect of changing schools is massive and huge and crazy. It can feel crazy, but sometimes that is really just what you need. And it is totally okay. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to find your people. That's really all it is, So, yeah. So, take it from someone who is now known for reviewing flutes. I could not sell flutes. I came down with multiple panic attacks. They were some of the worst panic attacks I've ever gotten in my life. We're talking, I can handle John's skin stuff, the topical steroid withdrawal. I didn't even have as bad panic attacks than when I felt like I was being forced to not be myself. Yeah. Yeah. So I love that you guys are chiming in as well. So Einstein, we want you to know we really understand. It's a shared experience. It is a global human experience to experience failure and to experience struggle. But when you experience failure and struggle, that's when you can really start to understand yourself. You really understand what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. You learn to play to your strengths. You learn to get out of situations, get yourself out of situations that are not good for you, right? They can be, those same situations can be fantastic for other people, but it can be very bad for you, right? Not everyone's paradise is the same, you know? So, there you go. So, Einstein, we support you. We love you. We get it. You got this. But let yourself feel the feel. You feel like you can't write professional academic writing at all. So, here's the thing. Do you want to? That might be something you want to ask yourself. Do you want to? Right? I can tell you, I don't write professionally and academically very well. I don't. Okay. So, I ended up taking courses that made it so that I didn't have to write in that way. You know what I mean? Now, if this is a skill that you feel that you need, then tutor, have someone that can, teach you good terminology, stuff like that. Like, seek help, right? Seek help, seek other people's expertise, and then again, evaluate, is this something you really want to do? Is this something that, is this a skill that you want, Yeah. Yep. So, Einstein, you and me both. Okay. I've made it this far, and my professional / academic writing is not that grand. Okay, it really is not that grand. And you don't have to have the most perfect professional academic writing to make your way through university. You really don't. All right. And, looking beyond school in the real world, if you're not in the academic circles, you don't actually really write that way. You really don't. So, you can absolutely make it through school with sort of, like me, middle of the road professional academic writing. As long as your writing is concise and gets your point across, that's really all that matters. And professors who know what they're doing will tell you exactly the same thing. As long as your writing is concise as you can make it, and gets your point across. As long as it gets the point across, it doesn't matter. It's okay. It doesn't have to sound professional. It doesn't have to sound academic. It doesn't have to sound like someone else. It should sound like you, and it should sound like the you that knows your stuff. As long as you've done the research, you've got your points, say what you mean what you say, and leave it at that. If they don't think it's academic and professional enough, that's not your problem. All right. I shall now play for you guys the next piece. So this is Nehru Embracing the Light from Ori and the Blind Forest. I have played this one before, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. Part of this piece I played as the recessional. So this is the part where the bride and groom have now been married, and they are walking down the aisle to raucous applause. So I think you guys will know which part I did for exactly that moment, but I will point it out to you guys afterwards as well. Right in the Blind Forest. So this is Gareth Coker. Yeah, Ori is an amazing game. I played both, Ori and the Blind Forest and the sequel as well. I forget what the sequel is called. Both are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. See, Einstein, Henry also has issues with professors saying that they're not writing the way the professor wants. You know, at a certain point, you got your point across. If they're only going to give you a B or an A minus for it, whatever. Take it, leave it, put it in the past. Whatever. Will o' the Wisp. That's it. That was the second one. That was the second Ori. So good. Okay, laters, Brenda. All right, guys, we will continue. All right, can y'all guess which was the part that I played when the bride and groom went down the aisle to raucous applause? Hey, Greg, how are you? I arranged this for a wedding. Yeah, so at the point when, you know, the bride and groom were announced, Mr. and Mrs. blah, 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 blah. And then people go, woo! And then right at that point, I was like, oh, it felt so good. It felt amazing to do that. Like the moment they're like right after they're announced that they're married, and then they're like going down the aisle, people are like clapping and shouting and screaming. Yeah. You know, you just kind of have to like enhance the feels a little bit more. Yeah, the like cathartic feel. Exactly. Hey Charles, how are you? Okay, so this last song, not last, but this one, well, maybe I'll do it in a different order. I will now play for you guys the processional, which was super cute. This is Always With Me from Spirited Away. So, Always With Me from Spirited Away. And this is Kimura Yumi. Okay. Oh, Fragments of a Broken Heart. Should I arrange that one too? So this was great because it just so happened that where I ended right there, which is the end of the song, but where I ended right there, it was right when right when the bride arrived at the front. Like, it was just like, oh, mwah, perfect timing. It was so good. Okay, then next we have, this is going to sound really freaking random for anyone who's dropping in right now, but this is the theme from Mission Impossible. This was for the little ring bearers who are wearing sunglasses going down the aisle. So the moment I saw them starting to come down, I just like went up. And then that was it. That was for the little kiddos, and it was super cute, and it was hilarious. Okay, last song. I got a good laugh out of quite a few people, so it was a great moment. Last is May It Be from The Lord of the Rings. So this is by Enya, Roma Ryan, and Nikki Ryan. Oops. There. Okay. Again, this is kind of my dream arrangement. I arranged it myself from there was a transcription that I used as kind of the bare bones, and then I kind of did the rest by ear. And this was the signing of the marriage certificate song, which was amazing. It was really, really awesome to have this kind of playing in the background because the words in this song are very much kind of like a benediction. It's a blessing. And how nice to have this, like, essentially it's like a blessing playing while they are signing their certificate. I will tell you guys after this, while I'm cleaning up. I think some of you have heard it before, but it was my music history quiz that I got a really, really low mark on. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. helicopter outside? Why? Why now? Okay, it's going away. I know, it should have happened in Mission Impossible. What the heck? Okay. Okay, it's going away. Okay, we're backing it up. We're backing it up. Is it going away? Okay. Restart. It's gone now. Okay, here we go. And that's all she wrote. Yay! So that was all the music that I played at this wedding. And then I printed everything out in put it in a really nice folder. Use that folder to with the page protectors and stuff. Use that folder to perform it, and then put our little wedding card in there for them, and then handed it to my student. I just gifted the whole folder of music to my student, the actual music that was read from and played at his wedding, just gave it to him. Yeah. Oh, Einstein. Here, I am glad that you're able to put that into words, that you have given yourself that kind of pressure. The fact that you can say it out loud, I think gives you a lot of power over it, And that's awesome. I think you're making a really great step towards really, conquering this. You know what? You can be like me. You can be just another Einstein. The moment that I came up with Just Another Flutist in my 3rd year of university, let me tell you, before that, I was so down on myself because I was like, I can't play the flute like everyone else. I suck compared to everyone else. I'm like, I feel like just another flutist. And then I was like, nobody really needs to know that I'm on YouTube, and I need to make a cool handle, and I guess I'm going to be just another flutist. And let me tell you, the amount of power that I felt that I took back for myself from my own flute playing from calling myself just another flutist and owning it and being proud of it and like embracing it and just embracing that I'm just another person, that I'm like no one special, and there's just like liberation in that, and just like it feels so good to be completely and utterly normal and enjoy it, you know? So, you know, there's just another flute guy in here too. You know, like I think that there is a lot of power in embracing who you know that you really are. And weirdly enough, you will find your own strength that is unique to you after you have embraced yourself. Because I did not find out what I was good at with the flute, which is, you know, getting to know flutes. I'm a chameleon, you know, all that stuff. I didn't recognize that about myself until after I embraced myself. So I want to encourage you and tell you that it sounds like you are at the beginning of a fantastic journey. You know, it might look bleak right now, but let me tell you, it was bleak for me too. It was bleak. Like I was like, there ain't no way I'm gonna make money from this. I'm not good enough to make money from this. I had all those thoughts. In fact, I kind of still have them now, except I'm just like, that's me, take it or leave it. You know, not my problem if you have a problem with me. You know, it's just that I'm old. Okay, I'm in my 30s now, and there is a delightful freedom and liberty to just not care what people think about you when you're in your 30s. You know, there you go. Greg here, GOT Wins here, is in the field as a professional as well. You know, as many of you are professionals in here. But yeah, the opportunities you get, remind you how the gigs that you get are really just because of the connections, and that's really it. Yep. Same here. 100% same here. People recognize you for what they know you're good at, you know? Find your people. Your people will recognize what you're good at, and they will give you things to do that you are good at. This is how I ended up becoming a person who reviews flutes. You know? Yeah, stop caring. Exactly. It's harder done than said, okay? Like, it's very hard to stop, like, caring what people think of you. It's very hard to do it. I still have some days where I catch myself still caring what people think about me. It is very hard to do, but if you, like, work at it, liberating. Absolutely liberating. Absolutely fantastic. Just, you know, like, highly recommend. But it takes work. Okay. It's not just like you wake up and choose to not care. No, that's not how it works. You have to work at it. You have to work at not caring what people think. So like the moment you have that thought and you're like, oh no, what do they think of me? Now, that first thought you have no control over. Okay. Thoughts are thoughts, feelings are feelings. They happen. You can't do anything about them. What you have control over is your second thought. So your second thought after the first reactionary one is like, you can stop. You have that power. You can stop and you can be like, I am choosing to think a different way. I am choosing to reframe it. I am choosing to not care. I am choosing to think that, okay, let's say these people that you're thinking about do care about you. Nothing happens as a result of them as a result of them caring. Nothing changes. Life goes on. You keep doing your thing. They keep doing their thing. That's it, right? So even if they do care, the world does not actually burn, you know? And so like having that control over that second thought can help you reach those conclusions. But it does take a lot of practice. So like every time you have that reactionary thought, you have to take control of the second thought. And that I personally have found has really helped me. Like really. For you, everything is easier said than done. For me too. Me too, Einstein, me too. I will say that the more you do it, though, the easier it gets. So while it is definitely easier said than done, it does get easier the more you do it. It's like practicing. So, you know, you got this. We believe in you. One day at a time. But for now, just feel it, okay? You're in your first week of just feel it, whatever, okay? Like you got to acknowledge your feelings. You got to feel your feelings, you know? Do all the things, you know? I like do all the things that like all your comfort things, you know? How often do I use my Trevor James flute? A few weeks once a year, which is when my when my usual flute, my Brennan plus Monka, is in the shop. Oh, sorry guys. You guys totally heard that. I pressed the wrong button. I did not mute myself. Great. Good job, Joanna. The scuff continues. But yeah, Nicholas here is also correct that odds are people aren't judging you. Yep. It is because, you know why? It's because they are judging themselves. People are actually too busy thinking about themselves to care about other people. And if they are the type of mean person who does care about other people, usually what they're doing is they're still thinking about themselves, because what they're doing is they're being very insecure and they're projecting their own insecurities onto other people. This is why, you know, when people gossip about other people, more often than not, it's not about the person being gossiped. If you really, really like read between the lines, what you realize is that the reason why they're gossiping about someone is because, you know, that person makes them insecure about something. You know, you can psychoanalyze these people like to kingdom come. You know what I mean? So, yeah. How do you stop judging yourself? For me, it was taking control of the second thought. You cannot control the first one. It'll happen, okay? For me, it's controlling the second thought. Like, what do you do about it, right? Like, you have the feeling, you have the reactionary thought, and then it's like, now you have, then you can have your second thought. You can actually choose not to spiral. You can. It's hard, but it's possible. You have to kind of have things prepared, though. You can't just go into it unprepared. So you have to be like, okay, the next time I have this reactionary thought, this reactionary feeling, I'm going to choose to feel blah, 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 right? So in this case, it's once you get that reactionary thought of, oh no, what do they think of me? The second thought can be something like, it doesn't matter what they think of me. You know, they're too busy thinking about themselves. You know, like prepare something essentially of what we're talking about today. Like you can have that prepared in your head of like, this is how I'm going to react to my reaction, right? You can control that second thought. So it took a long time for me. Let's be real, okay? Took me a long time. It took me, I want to say, from really thinking about it. So let's say essentially from when I came up with Just Another Flutist, right? To when I truly started to feel actually confident. I have to tell you, I did not actually start to truly feel confident in myself until last year. So it's an ongoing process, you know, and I still slip, you know. I like that. Think of 1 to 3 good things that happened to you that you did. Mm-hmm. Yes. Essentially it's the gratitude list. It's the the like looking at things from the positive side list. Exactly. Reward yourself. Yes. Take yourself out. You know, for me, I love coffee. So I will actually take myself out for a coffee date with myself. It's fantastic. Any flute cleaning tips? Sean is asking. Well, you kind of watched me do it. So, swab. Personally, I like to bunch up one corner, stick it in, and then shove the rest of the cleaning rod up into it so that you can get into all the corners in the top. So that's one tip. The other one that you may or may not have seen me do is I take my pinky, just because it's my smallest finger, and I will use the swab to wipe out the riser in the head joint, because that can get very grimy and it can kind of cloud your tone. The other thing that you guys saw me do was blot my pads. So make sure that you don't, close your pads and drag. Do not drag, only blot. So the cloth stays stagnant, still, and then you're just putting it under the pads, and then you're just pressing the pads onto it. No dragging, none of that. You will rip the pads if you do that. But I use the Flute Center polishing cloth to do it because it is actually freaking amazing at blotting pads. I learned this from the Flute Center myself. And then because I'm very oily, so you will see me very gently wipe down the outside. The keys, I'm very gentle on the keys, very extremely gentle on the rods. I will rub more on the tube. And then I put it away, and that's it. That's all you have to do. It's actually nothing besides that. If you like to store your instrument outside of the case, I highly recommend getting a flute stand. So the Hercules flute stand, a flute cozy so that your flute is not subjected to the elements. It can just help it not oxidize and stuff like that. Makes it look prettier, keeps it looking prettier, protects it a little bit better. It's like a sleeping bag for your flute. That's what it looks like. And then make sure that you at the very least swab it out. So if you're going to keep it most of the time assembled, then it might be actually worth it for you guys to buy a takedown flute flag like this. I believe the one that is widely available now is by Valentino. And together, this whole thing is $55. And it is not much cheaper if you get the Yamaha version that you can get in Asian countries. So I got this from Singapore. This one is a takedown flute swab. So it's a cleaning rod, and then this one is actually a flute flag. So Yamaha has their own version, but unfortunately it is about the same price. It's about $55-ish. So flute flags, I think, are just $55. Takedown flute flags are just this price. That will allow you to swab it out and while keeping it together. However, I do find that the joints still get kind of wet. So in my opinion, it is still way better to disassemble the flute and fully dry the entire thing. So your skin is oily, so cleaning the body is tricky. Yes, this is actually one of the reasons why I really like this particular one that is made by JustAnotherFlute guy here in the chat, this CAM.VOYAGE polishing cloth. The reason why I really like this is because it is so darn big. It is so insanely big. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up like this, and then I'm going to show you the one that came with my flute is only this size. You see how much smaller that is? And then this is the one that came with my piccolo. This one is a little bigger, but it's still not as big. Oh, no, I'm holding it the wrong way. Let me hold it this way. Then you guys can see. See that? Yeah, this thing is freaking massive. So this thing allows me to hold the flute covered, like, so I can hold the flute like this, and I still have a lot of cloth left to wipe it. So especially if you have oily fingers, the size of this thing is a godsend. So yeah, like in terms of the trickiness, there we go. Fogging the flute with breath. I mean, that's basically what you're doing the entire time, right? You may have noticed me doing that just now. It's just because there's some stuff stuck on the lip plate, and it's just easier if you fog it up a little bit and then rub it off. So, yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Overpriced flute flag. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, I guess it's now like $40 because of the conversion rate, right? But yeah, it's still expensive. Do you mind if please go ahead and screenshot anything you like that I just did. Yeah, of course. So for you, you have huge hands. That's why you like the big one. Well, for me, it's because I'm oily. So I like being able to like hold the flute covered with one hand, and then like there's like plenty of cloth left to like rub the rest of it. Yeah, exactly. It's big enough to wrap your whole flute up. Exactly. That I love that. Yeah. So by far, this is the largest flute polishing cloth I've ever seen. I personally have not seen anything bigger than this. And yeah, for oily hands, this is a freaking godsend. Yeah. That's why you made it so big. Yeah. I love it. You're nervous cleaning around the pads. I don't really clean around the pads at all. I really only rub on the top of, like, very lightly on the top of the keys. And then I will rub around the tone holes, but not very much and not very far. I don't push or anything. I just kind of like wherever the cloth naturally can get to, I will clean that part. Every other part will be cleaned during a COA. So you don't have to do that. You can leave it to the professionals because what they'll do is they'll take off all of your keys and then dunk your flute into a solution, and it'll just clean everything right off. So you don't have to like get in the nooks and crannies and stuff like that. You don't have to. Yeah, just do like a very light clean. Yeah. Yes, head on over to CAM.VOYAGE.online.com/shop to get your swab and polishing cloth. And apparently now you can get them in a bundle. I love it. Okay. I'm taking a look at the time and I really need to go now. So I love you all so very much. And I truly mean that. Okay? I love you all so very much. I've been thinking about you guys and hoping you guys have been okay. And I'm just really happy that I can come on here and provide support where I can, but also to provide some escape as well. You guys, please, truly, and I truly mean it, take care. Take care of yourselves, because there is no music without the musician. I will see you guys next week. I will not be back tomorrow. I will see you guys next week because I know I am also trying to take care of myself. Okay? So there will be a stream next week. Look out for notifications about that on my social media. And until then, have a wonderful rest of your night, rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. I love you all. Take care. Bye, guys.